Hello, hello everybody. Welcome. Just want to make sure everything's working. The right one, yeah. Oh, there we go. All the stuff just pops up. How's everybody doing? Let's just check who's here. There's quite a few people today, and I see Kerry and Tracy have been having a conversation. And yeah. Tracy, I hope your surgery goes well. I hope it's soon as well. James, Ivan, as above, so below, Richard, from afar off the way, Yolandi, I think I've got everybody there. Welcome, thanks for joining. It's going to be a good one today. Right, hold on, let me just make sure I've got the right mic on here, 'cause it looks a bit weird. Right. Okay. That should work better. Sorry, Richard. Yeah, I was, and everybody else, I was on the wrong mic again. I don't know why it keeps changing. Okay. Let's check out the music. What we're doing for that today, I actually have no idea. Let's just go to home and we can pick something. How's everybody's week been? Let's have a look. Do which core mix again? I quite enjoy that actually. Wait, what's this? No, not that. Muffled minion. I'm glad I don't. Yeah. Well, they're cute. I like to be cute sometimes. Yeah, let's do the witch core mix again because nothing else seems to be grabbing my attention. Kerry, hello. Thanks for joining. Luke's here. Hello, Luke. 1 week ago, I find out that I'm chosen by Nyx, and I'm still shocked. A few days earlier, something like no words can explain. She stopped time for around 15 hours, so many experiences, then I had full sleep after. Okay, sounds interesting. Okay, let's start this. Ooh, love this one. Andrea, oh, Andrea's here. Hold on, I've got to play something for Andrea. Hold on, let's just stop this before we get too far into it. And Alistair's here. Hello, hello. From a far walk away, a productive week. Yeah, it has been a productive week. Hope it has been for you too. James, well, it's been a heck of a week for me. Spent last 3 days in hospital with heart trouble. Oh God. But out and doing okay now. Thanks for the insight on in the Discord. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm sorry to hear about the heart trouble. Are you not getting any of me? Can you not hear me at all? I think everybody else can. But hold on, I've got to play something for Andrea. I'm sure Andrea will recognize this. Because I think we would have kind of like gone in the same circles with the same music and everything else. Zanka, hello Zanka. Thanks for joining. Okay, good stuff. All right. Yeah, Tracy, just let me know if you can hear me. Luke said, by the way, she and some of the deities mentioned that I already know answers and I should become the mirror instead of seeker. So, you have any advice? You should really ask them, because it sounds like they want to give you advice. I don't know why you keep asking me. If you're talking to them, you know, go and ask them for the advice. They're the ones you're working with. Yeah, become the mirror instead of the seeker is very much in lines of let me just turn this down a bit because it went up so I can think. It's a bit like the smoky mirror type thing. There was actually a phrase that Robert Cochrane used in this regard, and I can't think what it is now. But it's instead of looking for something outside yourself, look in the mirror. You have the answers. So, stop looking externally and start looking internally at your own self and how you can work with the energy and your own body, your own energy bodies and all of this stuff. You don't need to go outside your own self. This is what I was trying to tell you before. So, yeah, it's good advice. Right. I've got this album somewhere, I'm sure I have, unless it was one of the ones that got stolen. Andrea, I'm sure you recognise Toy Dolls. I mean, you listen to the same music I did. Yolandi, Andrea, you're clearly the favourite in the group. You get a song dedicated to you. We could always play Blue Suede Shoes as well. I still love this album. Kerry Lee, Claire Goodchild said in the Book of Seances, the people with a mental health diagnosis and a history of hallucinations should not scry, and I bummed. It is kind of true. I would definitely say it. See, this is the problem. I mean, I actually checked today. I mean, we can't really say for certain, but an estimate of people in the entire world who would be considered diagnosed with mental illness, mental health issues, and it's 1 out of 8 people. That's a lot of people. So there are particular situations where you probably shouldn't do magic at all, and some situations somebody with mental health diagnosis has to talk back type of thing. It can be very detrimental unless you have it under control. If you have been going to you have got the meds, and you are doing what you need to get it all under control. But even in certain circumstances, it's still not suggested. So It's not something I can say yes or no to. You know, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. It's something you need to discuss with a therapist, really. But yeah, I'm scrying particularly because you're getting visions. You're getting the response is visionary and hallucinatory. Actually, in many could call it that in many, and that can be detrimental to somebody who has a particular mental health issue. And I mean, there's so many of them, you know, different diagnoses and everything else that I can't really say what goes where. It's difficult. It really is difficult. And I'm, as I said, not a doctor, so can't really give much advice in that arena. James, this was a cartoon, wasn't it? Nelly, yeah, it was. I don't think it was a cartoon. It's an old story. I have to go look for that now. Let's see. It was an old story. I think it was from the 80s. Oh, 80s, 40s, or something. Children's song written in 1956 by Ralph Butler and Peter Hart. But it was, I do remember it being a story. Not sure where that originated. So I'll look see if we can find it. Andrea, thank you. It's a pleasure. Hold on, I just want to see if we can find when the original story actually came out. No, it doesn't. Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, enough of this toy doll silliness. Let's go back to, because Fiery Jack's coming on now. If it will ever go back. I think it's stuck on toy dolls, sorry. Oh, here we go. Let's go back there. Okay. Witch Cormex, here we go. Right, where am I? Luke, I was just curious about your opinion, thanks. Yes, in the beginnings of session with Nyx, she told me to look inside yourself, and I saw so many pieces like crystals, mirrors, like an answer. Yeah. As I said before, you do tend to rely a lot on external influences, you know, the spirits themselves, whereas you have all that power within you. It's not something you need to go and look for externally. In fact, it's something that every good magician needs to learn, is to work just with themselves, rely on themselves and nothing else, because you have everything you need. I'm buffering my internet, so I hope it doesn't get too bad. Let me just, no, not that. I want to open that. I want to open that. Okay, sorry if I am buffering, my connection dodgy at the moment. Hope it gets better. Place again. Here we go. Said I'm buffering, gremlins, yep. James going to dip out. Okay, have a good one. Enjoy your dinner. From the Kremlin. Buffering. Ugh, no, it's gone to no data again. Okay. Let's see if this works. Right. Need to do that. Need to do this. Okay, my camera's probably going to go off. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go onto the to wait, so be back window. Okay, hopefully that is better and it will stay better. Alright, let me pick up. Where was I? Oh, I can't open the bloody window. Oh, wait. Froze. Okay, we'll just do this instead. Alright. Okay. Yeah, we definitely got gremlins tonight, so apologies if everything just goes poof. Let's see, where were we? Yolandi said, might as well tell my story. I have been diagnosed with major depression. I'm not ashamed of it. Problem is I haven't had a psychiatrist since 2019 because mine died. I've steadily been getting worse and haven't been doing any magic because of it. I have found a new psychiatrist and we'll see him in May. Hopefully I will get that. It's a good thing that you found somebody. So hopefully everything works out. Why does everything keep stopping? Maybe it's not. Andrea, Fiery Jack's my favourite toy dinosaur. Sorry, I just ended it there. Okay. Right. Luke said it was so nice. Thank you. Lately, trying new things while connecting with deities, and it's also influenced them. So thank you so much for helping me and others grow. I will connect with the next every day. Okay, that's an absolute pleasure. So extreme stress in my life. Yes, you do have extreme stress in your life at the moment. Alright, and then I got disconnected, so I'm not sure. I might be missing some of the conversation here. Okay, conversation with everybody, so I'll just try and get past that. I am back, and hopefully properly. The audio keeps stopping, so I'm not sure. Meaner than hell, and cancer will rule the day. Dare to approach me. Good stuff. Good attitudes I have. As I was so good out of the abyss for now, finally. Hopefully. Alexis, hello Alexis. Running quick. I'm good. I think everybody else is okay. Yeah, ask away. And Eve's here. Hello. Sorry if my internet's a bit dodgy today. I think it's fixed now, not sure. Right, yes, ask away. I'll just drink my hot chocolate in the meantime. Yeah, this is a good community. I like this community. I like this song. Come on, internet, keep up. I should try closing everything else. Maybe that'll work. Katie, tell me more about Marvis. He keeps showing up in the tower for me. He's a wonderful spirit. He, as you probably know already, he helps with healing and also mechanical arts. So I've found a lot of people who kind of say that he helps in energy healing in a mechanical fashion, like breaking through the layers of the body type of thing. Which I find very interesting. I just love him. He's just such a good spirit. I mean, he gifted me a water dragon for healing purposes. So that was really cool. Why is this open? So yeah, I mean, is there anything specific you want to know about that I might be able to answer? That. Okay, that should ease the load on my internet anyway. Okay, I'll see you just now, Andrea. You know, the funny thing was that this is one of those old, I used to call them Wiccan songs, witchcraft Wiccan songs. And I was listening to them the other day, and there's something about them which is just, it really kind of wakes something up inside you. They're really cool. I like them. Yeah, I kind of missed that. James, you're back. What did I miss? I had internet problems, so I went away and came back as well. That was a very quick meal. Kerry has been hanging around since I started working on my project to restore insanity defense in my state. He could also be hanging around because of your son. I know your son's in recovery and everything else. Probably still got a long way to go, and I think he's probably been hanging around quite a while, longer than you probably realised. So that's possible. You're hungry. Don't eat too fast. Yeah. Bad for you, apparently. I know Alexa's had a question, but it's not come through yet. Unless, how are you always was the question, I don't know. Marva seems a very approachable daemon. Yeah, I find that. It's definitely one of the more gentle ones. You know, the funny thing as I say that, um, but I always remember the story that I heard a long time ago, years ago. Because he can cure diseases, but also create diseases. You know, they do one and the other. Um, and I remember somebody wrote about having a conversation with Marbus, and they actually asked about the plague, the Black Plague. You know, back in the olden times, um, and apparently a magician conjured Marbus and asked him to create the Black Plague, and he did. You know, no qualms. So, but at the same time, I find him very approachable. When he appeared to me, well, not too long back actually, he, as I said, I've said this before. He came through as it was a comic character. It was a man with a lion's head, like the tiger from Frosties. I've forgotten the tiger's name again. Tony the Tiger, I think. Like that, but with a lion's head instead of a tiger's head. And it was just, it's just a really kind of like tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. So yeah, I do like Momas. As a burst solo hiding at work to be part of the chat. As long as nobody misses you, we're okay. Aurora, oh, thank you very much. And thanks for joining. From Far Rock. I love this playlist. It's brilliant. It's got some amazing freaking artists and songs on it, and a lot I haven't heard actually. So I like it. It kind of gives me new music to listen to. Aurora, very good. Right. We've got Marbas. Away the Black Pig. Okay, let's go back up here. Tracy said that Kerry strikes me as kind. He actually, one of the first gracious spirits I actually interacted with was Orobas. Very similar kind of vibe I find with Warbas. Yeah. Yolandi, I've been watching a documentary, Paradise Lost. I finished the first two parts. It's available on YouTube. It's about 3 boys killed in 1993. Wrong people arrested because they looked different. Wicca and Satanism was, of course, blamed. Well, of course it would be, especially back then. Aurora said, sorry, a little headache. That's okay. I hope it doesn't get worse. Okay. Is my connection holding? I'm not buffering again, am I? Because it says error. Oh no, it says excellent connection. So I don't know. Hopefully it's all going well on everybody else's end. From a Far Rock. Oh, and Andrea's back. Any spirits that you can think of to settle rowdy children? The funny thing is, in connection with that, we always, a lot of the old folk tales of the spirits are going to come and take you away in the night and things like that were actually made to scare the children so that they would actually be quiet and go to sleep. So pity Krampus isn't around at the moment because that was one of them in some regards anyway. But I'll go and try and find one of those old stories. We said connections fine. James, was it about the West Memphis 3? I think that was a different one. And my connection's good. Okay, good stuff. Oh, it is that one. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because those were the 3 boys in the 80s that were wrongly, or they were accused and put in jail. Wasn't what was his name that wrote those books on ceremonial magic? Wasn't he one of them? Oh, Blackbird and Crow, I love this band. What was his name? Come on, give it to me. I know, it's on the tip of my tongue. Keep thinking Nichols.
There's fire in my blood, boys, and there's pitchforks in your hands.
I know somebody knows it. You're gonna tell me now. Go on, I know you are.
There's fire in my blood.
What was his bloody name?
And my words, they move in the
Aleister Crowley was also brought into the trial. Oh, you mean Aleister Crowley, like the influencers, I suppose. Andrea, can I suggest a channel that might be helpful to people? Yeah, absolutely, go for it. Just put the name in, I'll go search for it, and I'll find it and put the link in, because you can't post links. Damien, yes, Damien. Damien what? Damien Eccles. Eccles, that was it. I was thinking of Nichols. No, it wasn't Nichols, it was Eccles. Echols. I still need to read that book, actually. Or one of his books. Kara, I want a free 20-minute tarot reading to meet my spirit guides this coming Thursday, and I'm looking forward to what the reader shares with me. That's fun. That's interesting. The fact that he sacrificed kids. Did that actually come up? The thousands of children you just sacrificed. Oh, people are so gullible sometimes. I'll make for Andrea, okay. I know, I'll put Nichols in your head. He has a YouTube channel. Oh, does he? I actually haven't. I don't think I've seen his YouTube channel. Let's have a look. Put that in the chat as well. Because we like sharing information around here, you know. What is the channel name? Yeah, there is Damien Eccles 8091. I'm not sure if that's him. Yeah, James, have you got the... Just give me the handle of... of the channel itself, just so I know I've got the right one here. Has he got a big beard now?
I am the cursed. I am the damned. And you can run me out of town, boys.
No, so let me know if I've got the right one. Yeah, it's Kaylin Callahan at it's Crackpot Publishing. I think I spelled this right. Let me have a look. Okay, so it's at, I'm assuming that's an I-M-A-G-I fest, Imagifesta. Imagifesta 1. Let's see if that brings up anything. Thinking Lilith for the kids. That's one part of the mythology. Yeah, mother watches kids for the state, and she is getting the time of her life. Yeah. Okay, I don't think this is the same channel. Could be. Hold on. Oh wait, Home of Crackpot Publishing. Okay, yes, it is. Right, let me just drop that into the chat. Yeah, Big Beard. Okay, let me grab the link for that and you can just double check that I've got the right one. I'm still used to him with a clean shaven face and a bit of a fluff over there. Okay, alright, I think we've got all of that, right? So let's grab some of that. Let's have a look at this other channel. Welcome, I love you. I came back from the dead to deliver to you the liberating perspective I was shown by my holy guide, the daemon Michael. When I died at the age of 20, I literally brought myself back from the dead using the power of the knowledge he gave me so I could give it to you. Because it would end all suffering, but it was 1978 and the world was not yet ready to believe. Perspective was too outside common experience. Now quantum science is demonstrating the message and its power are entirely sound. The world is ready now. Well, that sounds interesting. I'll follow that, have a look. James, sorry, I'm on mobile and my phone is potato. That's okay, don't worry. I think I got the right one. You can just let us know at some point. Right. I've got two after this month's book review, which is Modern Demonolatry. I've actually got, well, I think two interesting books. I actually got this one. Hold on. Break everything. This was, I don't know who watched the Rosicrucian video. Was it this past Monday, I think, or the Monday before? Somebody else has suggested this book, and it's really cheap. I found it on, actually, first time I ordered on Amazon South Africa, and I'm very impressed. Free delivery because it was fulfilled by Amazon, and this was 220 rand. I mean, it's not a great quality book, but still, I mean, that's not Amazon's fault. Yeah, and I got it in like 2 days. So I was very impressed with Amazon South Africa. But yeah, this looks like a very interesting book. It's the spiritual technologies, if we can put it that way, of the Rosicrucian order and their teachings. So I actually want to get into that. And then I'm waiting for another one, which is Roger J. Horn, the book about folk witchcraft. Let me just get the title. I did a review on Roger's book, Broom at Midnight, which is, I love that book. He's such a good traditional witch author. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's Folk Witchcraft Guide to Lawland and the Familiar something. I'll get the full title. And the Familiar Spirit for the Solitary Practitioner. Oh, that's a different cover. Yeah, I'm excited about that book. So those are the next 3 months book reviews. Andrea, yes, Imagifesta 1, Kalen's helped Al with his depression. Oh, nice. Okay, all right. Yeah, it looks interesting. Not Imagefesta. The other one is the one I know. What's Imagefesta? Now I've got to go look for Image. No, I'm not going to go look for Imagefesta. No, I'm not going to do that. Because then I'll go down rabbit holes. Yes, that's the one. Is Damien behind both channels? Which, well, I'm confused. Why did you say that? I'm confused now. Sorry for confusing the issue. Oh right, that was Andrea. I'm easily confused. Oh, there's two different channels I posted there. What's going on? Now you're all confusing me. Don't confuse me. Carry on burning benzoin over charcoal. Nice. It's a good cleansing one there. It's benzoin. Should try some copal. That like gets really smoky. Just make sure you've got the windows open. Second link of Damien's, yes. Yeah, the first link was the one Andrea gave me. The second one was Damien Eccles. Okay, I think we've cleared that up. Hopefully we have. But anyway, right. This, by the way, is not the Smiths. They've done a cover that sounds almost exactly the same. I mean, the voice is different. It's, I don't know how to pronounce that. Catedge? Mobic? Oh, it'll be on the screen, won't it? Yeah. Now we're all confused. Yes, we are. It's okay. We get confused and then we get better. Dragon, hello Dragon, thanks for joining. Chat's quite active today, but there's no questions. It's just everybody chatting. I'm just going to drink the hot chocolate. Oops, what happened? Oh, Jane. This one is Damien Eccles. Okay, hang on. Let me go check. No, I need to go to that one. Go to YouTube. Yeah, that's the same one. I'll post it again just to make sure. I've posted that already. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let me just double check that I did post it. Yeah. No, but that okay, there we go. I think that's sorted. No, this isn't the Smiths. This is a cover. Yeah, as I said, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Catedge Molik. Something like that. Yeah, just the one I posted. But just posted it again just to make sure. To prevent more confusion. There you go. Alright, what else do I need to tell you guys? Anything interesting? Oh, I did... yeah, I've had a busy week. One of the things I did do, I have spoken about Witch Academy on here. It's still going to be launched, but on Witch Academy is I made a 52-week beginner witchcraft course. It's a free course on there. What I decided to do also was make a book, because I thought it would be quite cool. You know, people who are completely and utterly new to witchcraft. And anybody who wants to like start from the beginning again, it's always good to go back to the basics. I love doing it. But each week has a practice section, so it's got exercises in to do, and you know, writing stuff and whatnot. So what I did in the book, at the end of each week, I've left like a couple pages blank, so you can write in it, and it becomes this book that you can like kind of start your witchcraft journey with, and then look back on it in several years' time and kind of like see where you were and how far you've gone. So hopefully it goes with the person. But yeah, I thought it was quite a good idea. So I've published that. I'm going to have to put it onto my website and do a link, but it's only going to be available on Lulu though. Just buy directly from there. Kerry, how necessary is the LBRP in practice? It's not necessary at all. I don't do it at all. I haven't for years. In fact, the last time I really used the LBRP was before Jacobus taught me the Kabbalistic method that he uses. Well, not technically the Kabbalistic method, but the one that they used to use in, or do use in, Sangreal Fidelity temples, and it was just more powerful, more potent, so I started using that instead. And then, yeah, I haven't used the LBRP in years. Years. Okay. But, however, talking about LBRP, you might want to, I mean, it might not necessarily be the LBRP itself, but some kind of banishing rite that you might want to use. Because banishing rites can be very, very useful. The same reason we would, incorporate cleansing rites and cleansing work in our practice. So I've actually got it's not this coming week or this coming Monday. It's the Monday after. I've made a banishing and cleansing video, which I uploaded today and scheduled. So that might answer some questions as well. But yeah, banishing rites can be very important, very useful. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the LBRP. Yolandi, I still keep wanting to call your Corvus Johannes. Yeah, it's similar. A lot of people call him Jacobus. Don't know why. Richard, the LBRP is to raise energy, right? But don't we do other rituals to do the same? It's to raise your own vibration, but it's also a banishing ritual. So you are clearing the space. You are resetting the working space you're going to be working in, or whatever the intention is regarding, that time you're doing it. But sorry, what was your word? But don't we do other rituals to do the same? Yes, we can do. No, this is the thing. I mean, LBRP is just part of one tradition. But if you shift over to Thelema, instead of the LBRP, you might use the star. Is it the sapphire or ruby? I can't remember. One of them, the star ruby or the star sapphire. One is the pentagram. One is the hexagram rituals. I've gotten confused now. There's also I can't remember the name of it. There was also the Aurum Solace banishing ritual. But these are specifically banishing rituals I'm talking about. Just to raise the idea is that you raise your vibrational state, and because and the state of the area, the environment, so you kind of imbue the whole environment with this raised energy vibration, and then anything that's of a lower vibration just can't stay around, it has to leave. So that kind of resets the space. But in certain circumstances, the banishing rites can really reset the space of everything, absolutely everything, good and bad and everything in between. So it depends on the rite, depends on your usage as well. Jono's here. Hello, Jono. Andrea, I've heard Hi Ren by Ren. I think I love Ren. I think he's brilliant. There's actually another artist that I think is absolutely amazing. I'm not really keen on all of his music, although the latest stuff he brought out is brilliant. Is Youngblood. He's in such an incredible person. The way he interacts with his audience and stuff. It's brilliant. Love it. And as I said, it's his latest album, completely different to his previous stuff. He actually reminds me in the videos. He reminds me a lot of Mick Jagger. His movements and everything. He's really good. Just love him. But Ren is fantastic. I fucking love Ren. It's brilliant. It really is. As above, so below. Does the Kabbalistic cross do the same as the LBRP? Not really. The Kabbalistic cross is really to bring yourself into the space, and that starts to elevate the vibration. because you are aligning yourself with the cosmos itself. You're aligning yourself with the tree of life, and bringing yourself into that God state. So that kind of starts the process. And then the LBRP is the banishing. Then you can do the LIRP, which is the invoking. You can do the supreme rites, which then start working with the various different pentagrams. The air pentagram, the earth pentagram, the water pentagram, the fire pentagram, and the passive and active pentagrams of spirit. So you've got the lesser and the greater pentagram rites. And then you go into the hexagram rites. So there's a hell of a lot of rites that you can have a look into in regards to the Golden Dawn stuff. So yeah, and they all have kind of different layers, so kind of it's like building blocks almost. And just to add to that, the pentagram rites are focused a lot on the elemental forces, whereas the hexagram rites are focused more on the planetary forces. The music's getting jittery again. Tracy, be careful with burning chocolate indoors. I don't want to see you harmed. Oh yeah, no. Don't inhale the fumes from the chocolate like I did once. Ooh, that's bad. Gary, do you follow the Wiccan Sabbats? I do, kind of, yeah. Well, I don't like calling them the Wiccan Sabbats. I don't use terms like Mavon and Litha and, the stuff that the dude in the 70s gave all the different Sabbats. But I do follow the 8-spoked wheel of the year. I kind of also the 4-spoked wheel of the year, because I kind of switch between familiars and also deities that I devote my time to during those different phases of the year. But yeah, when it comes to the equinoxes or the spring and autumn equinox, it's midsummer and Yule. Yule I'll always keep, because I've always known it as being Yule. Kind of feel weird if I say midwinter. And then the 4 harvest festivals. But for me, they're kind of time markers of the year. You watch the shift of what's happening outside. Feel the temperature changes, all that stuff. And then I kind of switch to different devotional practices. From a far rock, had to check the corner back. Hello, glad you're back. Andrea, Imagifest 1 has helped both Alistair and me with our depression. Perhaps if you... Oh, Suzuki Glandy, take a peep. It might be helpful. All the windows open. Good, glad to hear that. Yolandi, do you mind if I go into details? No, it's up to you. I mean, you can share what you want to. Yeah, just remember it is public and it gets recorded and people can watch it afterwards. It's not just, stuck to this particular community of people. So if you do share something here, just remember it is shared publicly. If you're okay with that, that's up to you. From a far rock, if you don't do these rites correctly, well, the first rites should be RITE, so will you be done wrong? You could be, or nothing happens at all, which is usually the case. If you don't actually do them right, if you don't do the rites right, then nothing happens. Andrea, I hope that's helpful for you. Carrie, I found that the equinoxes trigger mania with my bipolar disorder with the time changes. I'm sure it does. I mean, I'm in South Africa, so we don't have daylight savings time and things like that. But that bloody time change screws everybody up. Actually, the other thing in regards to the Sabbaths is the timing. I tend to actually fix them to the astrological timing myself. So, you know, the equinoxes and the solstices, they are the equinoxes and solstices. But then the harvest days, festivals, they, for me, they kind of sit in between an equinox and solstice, or the other way around, right in the middle. So it's usually 15 degrees or whatever the zodiac is at that time, which is how I kind of align. So I don't actually like the next one that's coming up is Samhain. Just see what I've got that marked down for. So it's not the 1st of May for me. I know it's Beltane everywhere else in the world, or in the Northern Hemisphere. But it's not the 1st for me. I celebrate this on... Let me just see if I did mark it down. No, I don't think I did. I'm going to have to go work it out. I'll probably put it on my calendar last year and then... I got Winter's Night marked down here for the 17th. Okay, I'll have to remember that. Yeah, so my timing's sometimes a bit different to other people's. But it's usually around the 5th, 6th of the month, rather than the 1st or the end of the month. Andrew at Tracy, I could suggest Ken to your service. I think you could suggest Kaelin to everybody here. I think we all suffer from something. This band is brilliant. The Amazing Devil. You should actually go watch some of the videos and listen to them. They do this. They kind of have 2 separate lyrics that go at the same time, and it just sounds amazing. Alright, anyway. Back to the chat. Kerry, is Samhain, the Witch's New Year, a big deal for you? No, I don't really recognize... For me, the spring equinox is more of the new year. Samhain is really the Celtic New Year, and the reason for that, there might be other reasons, but the reason I know is that the Celts actually start the new day at sunset. So, for instance, if sunset for you is 6 p.m., let's, for argument's sake, because it is 6 p.m. here at the moment. So, and it's Sunday today. So at 6 p.m. today on Sunday, it was actually the start of Monday, if that makes any sense. So they would actually start their new day at the sunset of that day. That becomes the new day. So that's why Samhain is the new year, because it's the beginning of winter. So at the beginning of winter, that's when the sun sets, and then it start the new year. So there's probably other reasons, but that's the reason I know of. But yeah, I start my new year is kind of like the spring equinox, because that's when life comes back to the earth, starts breaking through, stuff like that. Andy, I was raised in a home where I was mentally and physically abused by my parents. I was molested by a stranger when I was 7, 8, and raped by an ex-boyfriend at 18. I now have to look after my mum, who has had a hip replacement and developed delirium, and she gets violent and abusive, so this is bringing up old feelings and making my mental issues worse. Yep. Jono, I'm so sorry what happened to you. Kerry at Yolandi, are you practicing self-care? Richard, I'm so sorry. Feelings are awful. I agree. Yolandi, thank you. I'm doing my best to cope at the moment. So my life, except I'll have nothing to do with mother. It is good to share. It's good to get it out. Peel a layer back again. Trey Sims is sorry, family can be the worst. Yeah, they can be. Right, well, that's the thing. You can choose your friends, which means you can choose your family, really. Blood relatives aren't necessarily family. We talk about this with when it comes to ancestors. You know, that abusive father or horrible uncle or whatever does not need to be part of your ancestral tribe. They can get lost. But it's not just blood relatives, it's people you love in life. Those are the people that become your family. From Far Rockaway, that's how magicians are made mostly, from the trauma. Yeah, it does tend to go that way. As we're so below, this is my family. Yeah, I agree. This is our tribe. Right. James is going. Projects to complete. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Yolandi, I'm sharing so that everyone knows they are free to talk about anything. That's good. I'm very comfortable. As I said, it is public. It's not confined to just this. So, if somebody is not comfortable with that, then don't share. Yolandi, I killed my aching fingers around fistfuls of maybe and called it hope. Mira Hadlow. Cool. Nice quote. Andrea, my friends are my chosen family, like Lee, my nan's very fond of Lee. In fact, she brought me here. Yeah. Kevin, hello Kevin. Hope you're doing well, thanks for joining. From a far rock, agreed, some ancestors are incestors, yeah. Yeah, we don't add them to the group. They get the boot. Open this. Richard, my grandfather once told me if your family is bad, it's not your fault. If your in-laws are bad, that's a different story. My in-laws were terrible. Not all of them, actually, no. Can't say all of them. There were one or two people that were okay. Oh, goodness me, sorry, I'm a bit tired. I've had a bloody hectic week. Yeah. I got a lot done though, it's been really good. I've got a lot still to do though, that's the problem. There are some individuals on here I feel very protective about. Yeah, I do as well. I think we've been, I don't know how long we've really been doing the lives, and then kind of started the lives with the Black Hat chat, I think. And then when that moved over, I just carried on the lives. Yeah, so that's been, I mean, I think we've all been chatting to each other, well, some of us anyway, for about 4 years now. So, yeah, I think we've kind of gotten to know each other pretty well. Andrea True, a 17-year-old cousin, got to me when I was 6 years. My mother beat me up when I told her. It's disgusting, it really is. Dragon, my well wishes to you, Landy, and focus more on the positive side of your life and do a spell to send those painful moments to either the ones that did it or the earth so she could make something good. Good advice. Richard, you are one of my special people. Dragon, great songs. Yeah, it's a good mix. It's the Witch Core mix again. That's a wise man. Focus on the songs. Corn, hello Corn. Good afternoon or evening, Mr. Lee. I've been getting to study the clip-offs and Kabbalah. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the clip-offic stuff myself. And I'm actually currently going through Kenneth Grant's books, which started all of this nonsense. I am going to call it nonsense because his books are just full of nonsense. There's just so much stuff in there that is so wrong. And I don't know if just nobody decided to fact check, but I'm fact checking every now and again, not everything, because it's just too much to actually go through. And it's awful. It really is. It's just a cesspool of rubbish, to be honest with you. But that was more the well, so far anyway. I'm on the night side of Eden at the moment. That's really the tunnels of set stuff. But obviously that comes hand in hand with the clip off. But my understanding of it is very different to what the left-hand path community talk about. So I don't really go down that road myself. But Kabbalah, yes, absolutely. That's really cool. Okay, is there a daemon that protects child victims? There is. Lilith would probably actually do it. I know there's a part of the mythology of Lilith where she is the child eater, the baby eater, and I think because of that there was a development in the energetic pattern over the centuries that kind of went in the opposite direction. Spirits tend to do that. But there is one, and I can't remember the name of it now. A Goetia spirit I'm thinking of. Can't think of it. But I'm pretty sure there are quite a few, actually. You'll probably find the spirits I work with tend to protect children. Just a general thing. Otherwise I wouldn't really hang out with them in that manner. But yeah, there should be a few. Andrea said, this place here has become a wonderful, safe and positive family. Yes, I agree, absolutely. Don't get jealous of Richard. We had the pleasure of meeting each other in real life. As above, so below. Hecate. Hell yes, Hecate as very protective of children. Yes, there we go. There's a good one. And women, but children. Yeah. And Santa Muerte. There we go. Suggestions popping up all over the place. We'll have to go with that. Get the black and red or turquoise and red aspects. Have that tattooed on my body for protection and to help me with my very first child. Oh, all the trauma that we have suffered. Andrea, I am jealous. Tracy, yes, I thought Hecate. Yeah, Hecate would be a great one there. I wonder if it's... I'm still busy finishing Lever Daemon. Maybe there is something on there already. I've got about half the Gracious Spirit still to do. Wild. Yeah, there's a lot coming up when I just search child, so I have to go through them all. Andrea, you know you are one of my favourite people. There's only one person I don't like for obvious reasons. Haven't seen him. No. Landy is an amazing person. It was awesome to meet her in person. By the way, does anybody actually use my Liber Daemon? There's a lot of spirits on there already. I'm just going to put the link in here just in case anybody actually does want to use it. Dragon, Hestia, Hera, Goddess, yes, the Goddess of Marriage and Family, Isis, Archangel Javriel, and so on. Yeah, those are all really good suggestions. Jono, Kenny, Liva, Daemon, oh, bloody hell, okay. Cornered, what if I understood your system, Mr. Lee? Regarding Liber Daemon. Yeah, Liber Daemon was just transcripts of all of the Daemon of the Week videos I was doing, just to make it more searchable. It's kind of like an encyclopedia, I suppose, of demons. From Far Rock, Bets, I just invoked Javriel to hush them. She deals with mental also. Good stuff. Dragon, great website. Thank you. Yeah, you got some Afrikaans, or people who speak Afrikaans on here, Jono, so yeah, you're not going to get away with all of it. Corn, sorry, I misunderstood. Sorry, I'm actually completely lost there now. Alright, anyway. I hope I'm not I hope nobody else is confused, but I'm okay. From Far Rock, do you have a video of Agaris? Yes, she keeps whispering their name to me. I do. I'm going to actually send you the link on Liber Daemon because it's got the video on it as well. And it's right here, so I don't have to go look for it anywhere else. There you go. Andrea, I've still got the reality of things, my famous author. The copy I won. No jealousy, please, folks. Yeah, I'm glad you won that, actually. Yeah, actually, regarding Lulu, that I published through, they're freaking shipping fees to South Africa have gone crazy. They're cheapest. I published that book that I was talking about earlier. Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was Saturday, and you're supposed to get a proof copy, buy a proof copy, so that you can proof it and then say yes, everything's okay, and then they'll do global distribution to Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and everywhere else. And the cheapest shipping was $33. I'm not going to pay that just to get one book. You know, it'll be like $50 just to get a proof copy. No, thank you. So it's just going to be sold on Lulu. All my future books are just going to be sold on Lulu. I'm not going to bother with Amazon shit. I mean, I only get like $1 commission off Amazon anyway, so not really worth it. As opposed to below, this is like the only place I fit in. So thank you everyone, and thank you League Burger. All right, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. From the Far Rock, you do a very profound job of describing the demonic forces and listing whether beginners, friendly, and correspondences. Thank you, thank you. I do try. Yeah, I think my view might be a little bit different to a lot of people in a particular community, but anyway, still work with them. Corn was referring to your comments about the system. And I didn't realise you're talking about the demon. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, no, I was talking about this website to set up, the Liber Daemon, just the Book of Daemons. Yeah, no, I've got the famous thing, Andrea. Don't worry. Speed. See you next week. Andrea, it marks a positive change in my life. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I do remember, because I don't think you were quite excited that it wasn't just the book, it was the fact that you'd actually won something. Yeah. It can be quite fun. Ooh, did I put this Leave a Daemon on my projects list? I created a project list because I keep forgetting all the stuff I'm supposed to be doing. Yes, I did. So I'm going to kill them one by one. Although I can't find the living book. I don't know what I named it on my side. So I have to go search through that. Cool. Who is this artist? White Ring. This is pretty cool. Corn, I've been learning sigils of angels and demons. I've learned a lot and felt different feelings drawing them. That's the thing with the spirit sigils, or spirit seals as sometimes called. It's the actual drawing of them. I mean, I've had a lot of people say, can I print it out because I can't draw? It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters if you can't draw. What you can do is trace them. So, you know, one method you can do is take the printed image, printed sigil, and put some tracing paper over the top and just trace it. Then take it away and keep going over and over the lines. Just keep going over the lines over and over and over and over again. And like work out a pattern of which lines get drawn after which lines type of thing. And just keep going over them. And you kind of, it brings you into a trance state, and then the sigil starts to kind of like flash. And you make this really good connection with the spirit in that sense. I'm more of an end person. I like sound, so I kind of use the ends myself, and chanting and mantras and spontaneous singing and whatnot. But yeah, it's a really good method to just keep drawing the sigil over and over and over again. Tracy, can I put sigils in my closet? If so, which ones? Absolutely. What do you want to do though? There's a lot of different things you can do with sigils, and a lot of different ways they get created as well. So, but what do you want to do with the sigils in your closet? Andrea, I'm still delighted winning your book. As I said, I'm really glad you won it actually. I was quite excited when you did. And it wasn't rigged. I did actually pick out your name. Richard, there is an energy when drawing the sigils. Yes, yeah. It's kind of a connection. And it's patterns and symbols that I think we connect with the most on an unconscious level, which is why, you know, drawing the sigils creates that connection symbolically. What does liber mean? It means book. It's Latin for book. Oh, really? It usually picks up the Latin straight away. Corn. You can. Or, can I put the 4 Lords of the Watchtower's sigils in my house in the direction? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You can set them up as wards. What you could do, if you can, is, especially if you're artistic, is kind of incorporate them in artworks, or just kind of drawings of some kind, and frame them and put them up on the 4 corners or 4 quarters. And they don't need to be absolutely perfectly aligned with, you know, the cardinal points. If you put a compass in the center of your house type of thing, you know, that one has to be on that position on the wall. But just on the 4 directions, the 4 walls. Oh, was that a statement? Sorry, I thought that was a question. You put the 4 Lords of the Watchtowers. Yeah. And actually, when it comes to the Watchtowers, it's interesting to find out who uses which ones. Corn hexagram ritual will help your house to protect and cleanse it. Can do, yeah. Just remember you're calling on the planetary aspects then. From a far rock epic playlist. I love it. It's a brilliant playlist. There's this one which is Anne Brunch, is amazing. There's King Dude, which I discovered a few weeks back, he's brilliant. This is the next few songs that come out. It's the Italian Witches Circle, which are very, very interesting. Holy Boy, I haven't heard yet. Magic Wands, don't know. The Amazing Devil again. Oh, love The Amazing Devil. Twin Temple is brilliant. Very old worldy kind of sounds, jazzy, big band, kind of bordering there. Oh, Dead Can Dance is also coming up. Let's see. That's probably going a bit too far now, so we'll stick with that. Tracy, I haven't had a space of my own in years. I'm very excited. Is that what the closet is? Have you got a little small little temple going in a closet? That would be cool. When I think of a closet, I think of a very confined space, but I know some closets are quite big. I'm trying to get a picture of what this is looking like. But yeah, no, if you're creating like a temple space, I mean, yeah, you can definitely put the can I find the rituals online? Yes, you can. Just have a look for Golden Dawn rituals. If you want a good book in regard to that, and it's recommended for beginners and it's straightforward stuff, is I think it's got hexagram rituals. Is I mentioned it a couple of weeks back. Is the Michael? Oh, bloody hell! My brain's gone. Hold on. It's called Modern Magic. I know that. It's an old book. Donald Michael Craig. There we go. It's Modern Magic by Donald Michael Craig. Some really good stuff. If you get really starting getting into it, then you know, you can have a look at some Israel Gadi and some who's the chick people. Right. So I'll just have a look at the names. Golden Dawn books. Michael Greer, also very good. Michael Greer kind of borders a bit on the druid side. Chick and Sandra Tabitha Cicero. Yeah, that's the other couple that do the Golden Dawn books. So it's them, and then Israel Regardie, John Michael Greer, very, very good. If you really start getting into Golden Dawn stuff. But yeah. Korn, Mr. Lee, Black Widow Sacrifice LP has a summoning ritual being sung to some spirits. Right, let's go have a look. What? Black Widow's Sacrifice. Is it black? Is it? No, is it the band called Black Widow? On, let me just try that. Maybe they've got an album called Sacrifice. Andrea, be right back. Got to make pain tea. Oh, and nice one, Tracy. Okay, I'll see you just now. Tracy, I'm eager and excited. Korn, if you want more advanced Golden Dawn and complete ritual. Are you talking about the Israel Regardie book called Golden Dawn? Because yeah, that's all of their rituals and teachings and stuff like that. That gets a bit complicated. I got that when I was still a beginner. I was like, I didn't know what the fucking hell was going on. John O. Tracy, I have a plain pentagram and a plain hexagram as sigils in my closet. They carry all the meaning those two symbols have for me. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the thing. I mean, you can do the rituals and stuff, or you can just use the symbols themselves. Symbols have power. Alright, I am having a look at a band called Black Widow. Let's have a look at their albums. Is there one called Sacrifice? There's Return to the Sabbath. Sleeping with Demons. But I can't find an album called Sacrifice. Hold on, let me just go through this and then I'll go and have a look again. It's the first song. Do you know what the song's called? Because then I can just search for the song. Maybe the song's called Sacrifice, let's see. It's coming up with London After Midnight, Elton John, The Weekend. Oh, that's that was songs, yeah. No, let me know if you know the song's name, and then we can just have a look for that. I keep losing my place. Hold on, there isn't much. It's the first song. Congratulations. Come to the Sabbath. But it's actually. Ah, okay. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna play this for everybody. Oh look, I'm actually following this band. Dragon, is there any single most effective way to contact and get favors from spirits and demons, or can you make use of any method, even your own, and get good results? That's going to depend on the person. You know, some people will have best effects with the actual grimoire, the Solomonic method. I don't, because I completely disagree with the method. So I'm obviously not going to get results with it. So I get results with sitting down and chanting the N, and then waiting for the energy of the spirit to come through, and then speaking to it directly. Giving offerings, building a relationship. If you're building a relationship, it's like having somebody that is wanting to come and talk to you and help you with things, because you're giving them things, they're going to give you things back in return. So it is very much about, everything in life is about energy exchange. It doesn't matter what relationship it is and what you're doing, there's always an energy exchange of some kind. And it's the same with the spirits. So as long as there's an energy exchange, you're all good. But the method that works for you is going to be the method that works for you. And in order to find out what that is, you've got to kind of go through a lot of different ways to do things. And then you might find a method that does work for you. And once you do find that, then, work with it for a while and then try and make it better. You know, take things away, add things, whatever is needed in order to make that method better for you. Or keep carrying on trying different methods. Once you find 2 or 3 methods that work for you, and you understand them completely, and then you can maybe combine them, and just it becomes even better for you then. But it really is about what works for you. This is the same sort of question as what magical method works best, which is the most powerful method to use. There is no most powerful. It depends on the practitioner. Some people can do the simplest little, say a charm, and it's done. Other people will take 3-4 hours to do ceremonial magic ritual, and it's done the same way. It's not, one's not more powerful than the other. It's just how the practitioner works. So you just got to find out which is yours. Tracy, I don't know. I think you're right. I should start simple. Yes, you should start simple. Oh, absolutely. You should always start simple. And Modern Magic's a great book to start with in regards to Golden Dawn ceremonial magic type workings, anyway. Dragon, and should we abstain from sexual activity or shall before doing it? That's, again, is completely up to you. I don't abstain from sexual activity. I don't find any difference in it. I have tried. I've also tried the ways of retaining sexual fluids. Doesn't work for me at all. Just doesn't. Showering beforehand, yes, absolutely. If I'm doing a bigger working, I'll probably have a cleansing bath, just to get rid of any negative energies. It's about going into a space that you want to be clean and free of all energies, so that you can start working, bringing in the specific energies that you want to work with. This is, as I say, this is for like bigger workings. If I'm just want to sit down and talk to the spirits, or just ask a simple question, I'm not going to go like through 2 or 3 hours of ritual preparation and ritual itself. I'll just sit down, and if the energies feel a bit off and feel a bit unbalanced, I'll probably do a banishing rite and just balance the energies around me. It depends on what I'm doing and how the energies feel at the time, and I'll decide what I'm going to do there. But yeah, I'll probably usually, if it's not like a big ritual, but I feel like I do need to just wash off some negative energy, I might just run my hands under cold water, and especially my wrists. Just run them under cold water, and I might just put some cold water on the back of my neck or something like that. That tends to just reset, almost. So you can use that. But yeah, it really depends on what you're doing at the end of the day. John Dragon, I think it depends on the spirit. Working with angels with a higher key. I did really intense purification baths for my Langard, you know, just brought some sorghum beer with. Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing. I mean, if you're going to work with an African land spirit, you're going to want to take some African beer with you. You know, that's what it's there for. And I used to go and get Impefil as well. And you know what the scariest thing is regarding Impefil? If for people overseas, Impefil is a bit like white sage in America for the Native American people. Um, so it's kind of like the African herb that you burn for, well, cleansing, protection, but mostly about contacting the ancestors and working with the spirits and things as well. But the scary thing with Impefil, you go into the shops and you'll pay about 150, 200 rand just for one bundle, which is, it's disgusting. It's these big companies again. They're going to do exactly the same thing. They're going to overharvest. The same problem we had with white sage. Um, so you've got these big companies that are coming in and harvesting the Impefil and putting it into bundles and selling for 150 rand each. We went. This was about 5 years ago now, maybe 6 years ago. We went around, like did Namibia, went down north, Northern Cape, Western Cape, that area, and then came back up. And there was one small little village or town that we went through, and there were some sangomas that were just selling herbs and stuff on the side of the road. And he had these bundles of Impefil, and I asked him how much is the Impefil, bearing in mind that it cost 150 rand in the shop at the time, 20 rand for one. I'm like, well, just give me everything you've got there. And problem was, most of them went mouldy after a while, so I couldn't use them. But it just goes to show you the actual indigenous people are just getting screwed over left, right, and centre by these big fucking companies. And it's why I refuse to buy from the shops most of the time, with these specific things especially. It's disgusting what they're doing. From a far rock, yes, electricity and relay relationship. Is this far rock getting cryptic again? I feed spirits energy even when I don't need them. So when I do, and until I'm really good at my craft and formula, they are more than familiar with me. Yeah, this is what we do. We build relationships. I mean, it's if you meet a new person and you want to get to know them more, you take them out for a cup of coffee, or you invite them over to come and have a chat with you and sip tea or whatever you're going to do. But you do this in order to create a relationship, and again, there's an energy exchange there. You might take them out and buy them a coffee in order to get information about them and create that bond and strengthen that relationship. And then at another time, they may do the same for you. Go out and buy your coffee. But there's an energy exchange that takes place. You give them energy, they give you energy. It's the same with the spirits. We create relationships. So yeah. Luna's here. Hello, Luna. Just saw Luna pop on. Landy, I think I'm going to start playing a spontaneous singing over my Bluetooth speaker for my neighbour. Caught him the other day looking over the boundary wall, trying to look into my home. I can always record some of my spontaneous singing that has a curse energy in it. It gets kind of guttural and yeah, it gets quite interesting actually. I don't do it very often, but when I do, it's bloody fucking powerful, I'll tell you that. Richard played Twin Temples, Lucifer, My Love. Yeah, and also, we're still playing Black Widow. Hold on, I wanted to go back to thinking. That was a cool song. Thank you, Corn. I think it was Corn. Corn who suggested the song. Let's go back to the Witch Core. If I can get back to the Witch Core mix. Here we go. I don't know where we were. Shall we just put it on shuffle and we can see what comes up? What's that? Oh, okay. Okay, it's on shuffle. Whatever comes up, comes up. Oh, Stevie next. Cool. Cool, I got to do a peyote ceremony next month. I'm excited. Oh, that's very nice. Interesting. Very interesting. I grew, or started, growing peyote. I've always wanted to grow peyote. I've been wanting to do it for years. Not to take it, but to actually just sit with the spirit of peyote. Just get to know it. Again, as I said, build a relationship. So I wanted to grow it from seed. I must try again. I just got to try and get hold of some seeds again. But I spent like 200 rand. I got 5 seeds because they're fucking expensive. And two of them popped up, and they were tiny, teeny tiny little green balls. You could just see them through the soil. And then I went and screwed it all up. I fucked it up. I put them outside in the sun because I wanted them to like grow and harden, and it was a bit too early. So me and my black finger. Yeah, I must try that again. I will do it one day. Tracy, you get all the luck. Yeah, Yolanda, yeah. He is nosy and can't handle not knowing what is happening in my home. Yeah, it's a bit of an arsehole. There's another one as well. That King Dude that I mentioned, he's got a song. The lyrics kind of go, Lucifer is the light. Right, let me actually play that because I'm sure it was on here. It's a pretty good song. It's kind of chanty as well. Yeah, we'll just come back to this. Lucifer is the light. Lucifer is something. Lucifer is love. Pretty good. Yeah, this is the one. Maybe play this full blast. Corn sweetgrass will help cleanse and protect with cedar. We'll bring them in. Oh shit! The chat just skipped. Oh, I've got a whole load of chatting that I've missed here. I'm still at the top here. Okay, let me go through this. Tracy, good luck at Yolandi. Hope you find something great. Luna's here. I've said that already. Kerry said hello to Luna. Hello, Luna. Tracy, cast a spell to make his nose grow and his member shrink, if he's even got one. Jono is sending kissy kissy and hearts to Luna. Tracy told you I mean. From Far Rock. Surf wave? I'm not sure what that is. Corn. Andy, I can ask the black and red Santa Marte to help you. You can get peyote for £6 in the UK. £60. That's a lot. Bloody hell. I mean, we can get a. Actually, I'm going to go search for it now. We can get we used to be able to get like a 10-year-old peyote cactus for like 300 rand, which is probably about £20 maybe. Peyote cactus. There we go. Try that. Andy, thank you. Corn, welcome. Stephos, hello Stephos, thanks for joining. Do you want to corn is peyote legal in the UK? I'll be there on a visa. I can't mess around. I doubt it. I doubt parity would be legal anywhere, actually. Well, apart from the Native American usage itself, because it's a spiritual usage. Stefan, what is your view on Satanism? Are you theistic or atheistic? So I'm not a Satanist in any way, shape, or form. I think, well, my personal view of Satanism is that it's really just reverse Christianity, no matter what form it comes in. If it's an atheistic form, then, there's no worship of any kind of God or spirit or anything anyway, so it's just a philosophy at the end of the day. If it's a theistic form, then it really is often reverse Christianity. It's just taking the Satan that the Christians created and worshipping that as the All-Father, the Father God, the Creator, and all such things. And still becomes it maintains it actually does tend to maintain a Christian worldview, as a lot of paganism does. I mean, a lot of people come from Christianity and kind of transfer over to paganism generally, and they kind of take a Christian worldview with them and just transplant the god for a different god type of thing. Until, somebody goes along and starts examining their worldview and doesn't like it and starts, reshaping it. In a lot of those cases, they like what they see, so they won't keep shaping their worldview. They like it, they'll stick with it, and kind of what happens with Satanism. So yeah, I'm not a Satanist in that regard. I'm very far removed from that aspect, actually. You said thank you. It's a pleasure. Pleasure. Corn Yolandi, you're a red gem, black candle. The lady told me to tell you she will help you. There you go. Corn, just to check, is it a single red candle and a single black candle? Or are you talking about a double candle? Because we don't get double candles here. I haven't seen any recently either. Every now and again, some South African shop brings in something from overseas, but we don't get the double candles. The one side red and the other side black. So just give us a mention of what that is. Jono, hold on. We can get parity. Oh yes, I actually bought. You can go to Seeds and All, and you'll find them on Bid or Buy. They've changed their name now. I can't remember what their new name is. But Seeds and All sell on Bid or Buy, whatever the new name is. They used to anyway when I bought them. This was a couple of years back. But it's called Seeds and All, seedsandall.co.za, and just have a look for Lophophora williamsi. That's peyote cactus. Let's have a look what they've got actually while I'm here. Corn, it will blow open the spirit door when you take it and set you on your life path. Helped me a lot as a kid. Peyote for context, yeah. And better put 7 days aside for the ceremony. Oh no, yeah. I would also advise, if anybody's going to do that, I would also advise finding somebody who can actually take you through a good ceremony itself. There used to be a guy in South Africa called Nian. He used to go by that name. He used to do peyote and ayahuasca, a variety of different types of ceremonies. I don't know if he's still around, but he might be. Alright, so a 5 seed pack. Oh, it's gone down. I paid 200 Rand for this. It's now 100 Rand. I'm just trying to check if they've got any actual cacti. Let's have a look. or peyote. No. I used to sell not just the seeds, but some like a 10-year, 5-year, 10-year, or 20-year cactus. Actually, no, they've just got the seed packs. They've also got San Pedro. Don't know what that one is. Blue Myrtle. Haven't heard of that one. Yeah. So you can get seeds and grow your own, which I'm going to try again at some stage. I'll have to try. Yeah, just before spring is a good time to start them. Kind of put them in create like a tent with a plastic packet over the container. Make sure you get cactus soil as well, and make sure you boil it and get all the crap out of it. And then create like a tent and put it in your bathroom window. That's how mine sprouted. But yeah. Oh, corn. Oh yes, red and black candle can separate. Okay, so yeah, you can get a single red and a single black. Okay. I gave an offering to the lady for Yuliandi. I gave her alcohol and smoked cigars and food for her. There you go. From a far rock, if asked this before, I think, how to start off making a servitor. So it's a thought form, so you start thinking about it. That's how you start making a servitor. Really, it's that simple, actually. But there's a load of different ways you can go about creating servitors. And I think it's actually worth experimenting with this very, very simplistic idea of just thinking about it. And the reason being, as I said, it's a thought form, so you're forming it from thought. But I kind of like the method of just developing it over a period of time, and kind of this coming Wednesday is actually a question from somebody who actually writes fiction, creates fictional characters, and they've actually very much become kind of like servitors. So that might be a good one as well to listen to. But it really is about creating this character and just building on this character and interacting with it. You know, give it offerings, talk to it, and you might not get anything in the beginning, because it's still forming, it's still being born almost. So, but just keep at it, and eventually you'll start seeing results. You start seeing shifts in energy, and all things start happening. But I mean, there's a lot of different ways. There's the method I use is the Kabbalistic method that I was taught, where you make an artificial elemental. So you actually pour breathe the element you want in it, or to imbue in it, and you kind of project that energy out, and you create this ball of energy, and then you program it. Programming often becomes a very big thing in creating servitors. You have to give it its task. You have to tell it what it's going to be doing, and it's usually a very specific thing. Again, in that regard, there are some people who say that you can call a servitor back and change its programming. I wasn't taught that way. I was taught that, you know, if once you've programmed the servitor, that's what its task is. That's what its purpose is. And you can't just go and change it all of a sudden. I was giving this example the other day to somebody, and I said it would be like, you know, you have a son or a daughter, and you just suddenly decide that, you know, you want them to look different, or, you know, you want them to change gender, or whatever it is. Just, you know, you can't do that. You know, these are your children, so you just kind of like, if you do need to reprogram, if it's something you want to change, there's two ways that I would go about that. I know you didn't ask this, sorry, I'm just going off on a tangent again. Two ways I would do that. One would be to first dismantle the original servitor, so in other words, kill it, and then recreate it as a completely new servitor and program it with the stuff you want to program with it. Otherwise, if you can, do a second servitor which goes along and actually aids that first servitor, so they work together to accomplish the task. But there's so many ways to work with servitors, create servitors, birth servitors. The gestation periods change depending on the person you talk to and the methods you're using. You know, the method of using personal energy or the energy of the elements, or you can, I've used planetary energies before, or sexual fluids and blood, and there's just so many different ways to do it. So, but go and have a look at I've got a playlist which is about servitors. I talk about the chaos magic method and the Kabbalistic method. Kind of spoke about them from my book. And then there's a whole lot of other stuff in that playlist as well about servitors. Just have a look through my channel. You'll find a playlist there. Landia Corn, thank you very much. Corn, today was the only day. Oops, sorry, I need to check who this is because it's cool. Oh, this is still King Dude. Alright. Let's go back to. What's that? Here we go. Which core mix? Okay. Corn, today was the only day I ask for help. It's once a month on the full moon. Oh yeah, it's just the full moon today. What about that? Somebody asked me yesterday, day before, and I told them, and now I've forgotten. Maybe I should grow it for you. Yeah, maybe. No, but I have to grow it, that's the thing. It's all about that, the growth and actually growing it from scratch, growing it from seed and connecting with it energetically. So I'd have to do it, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll get it there one day. I'll get it right. Honestly, do you know any offer to a Katsuf? It's been coming to me a lot and helping me offerings. Are you talking about the good people? Why is this not working? Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can. I think you've asked me about Katsuf before. Oh no, this is the Irish. Oh, there's she. Okay, it's a form of she. Let me just see. Fairy creature from Celtic mythology said to resemble a large black cat. You know, when it comes to the she folk, the offerings are usually in relation to porridge, milk and honey, those kind of things. Go and have a read of. I'm going to give you a specific book title because she's got so many. Go and have a read of Morgan Daimler, because you know, if you want a source for she-folk, especially Celtic and fairies in general, Morgan Daimler is just fantastic. Grab a book called Fairycraft, Following the Path of Fairy. It looks like that title's a bit longer, hang on. Oh, Following the Path of Fairy Witchcraft. It's called Fairycraft, Morgan Daimler. Just let me know if you want me to send you an Amazon link or something. But, yeah, no, I mean, Morgan Daimler's just like the source to go to for the good folk. Uncle, the mistake you made is when you harden the spray. Yeah, start with a short time outside in the sun per day and bring it back in. Increase the time in the sun per day gradually. That is definitely the mistake I made. I kind of like put it out there for too long and I just left it out there. Stupid, absolutely stupid. I know, I'm terrible when it comes to growing things. At least my rosemary and mint are still alive. Yeah, I'm gonna get, as I said, I'm gonna get thyme next because that should be easier to grow as well. I can get some confidence. But then the other thing I actually wanted to grow was, in case you're interested as well, is shrooms, is psilocybin. You can get the spores from a lot of different places in South Africa. They are sold for research purposes, to grow the mushrooms themselves from spores. So yeah, but I've tried growing those and it didn't quite work. So I want to try them again, but I've got to do all these at the beginning of spring, so I'm gonna have to wait a couple seasons. From a far rock, if that's the case, can't we make legions of servitors? Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, you can make as many servitors as you want. The one thing you do need to be aware of, if you're going to create a lot of services, is consider their food source. Um, some people, I think it was that idiot Damon Brand. I think it was his book on servitors where he actually mentions that he placed servitors in different parts of his body, which means that they would all be feeding off his energy. And if you've got like 100 servitors feeding off your energy, you're gonna feel drained. So if he wasn't, I don't think he was actually doing it very well. Bit of an idiot anyway. But yeah, so consider the food source. If you're going to create a lot, don't make them all feed off you because you're just going to drain your energy on a constant basis. So the food source is going to differ depending on what the job is, what the purpose is. Just trying to think of some examples. So one would be if you've got something that you sell, a product or service, and you create a servitor to find people to go and buy this product or service and bring them to and take them through checkout and everything else. Each sale that gets made, the energy that bursts, that gets generated from that sale, feeds off that energy. If it's to bring harm to somebody, simple, just feed off the energy of the person, drain them. But otherwise, things like the elements, feed off the elements, or something in your surroundings. What you can do is also give it like once a month you will come back to your little home, which can be whatever it is, a rock or something, and feed off the energy, and then go off and carry on doing what you're doing. And then what you can do is once a month just fill the home, imbue. I usually use rocks for this. You kind of push all the energy into the rock, so you imbue the rock with the energy, with the food source. It comes back and it feeds and then goes off. So it's not like this constant draining of your personal energy. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. But go through the playlist. From afar, I shall forge a servitor in the ways of water. Yeah, can do. Depends what it's for. Trying to climb the ladder in your company by giving sexual favors to the boss works well with water. I want to do that. That's so just going back from the break. Oh, good stuff. Hello, hello. Corn cat fairies. Yeah. Tracy at corn, I'm no expert, but me, I think I'd offer catnip. Not trying to be cute. Yeah, I mean cats love catnip, and it's a cat spirit, so it might just like enjoy catnip a lot. Angelica, hello Angelica. I've read Fairy Witchcraft. It was awesome. She does excellent work on the craft. She's an amazing author, and she's got a ton of Pagan Portals books out. So they're short and they're kind of like to the point and introductions to the topics. And she does a fantastic job. It really is good. Corn, you're not insulting Tracy. I'll try get some for the cat. She enjoy its company. Sorts with me. Great concept. Good stuff. You can use the flaming sword and cut cords to help you with negative energy and spirits. What I was taught. Yeah, I think that flaming sword idea for cutting cords probably comes from Psychic Self-Defense by Deanne Fortune, because she has this method of locating the energetic cord that is connected to you, and you imagine like this huge big. I love this method. That's why I talk about it so often. You imagine this huge big sword or axe or something in your hand, and you kind of break through it. You slice it, break it, and yeah, no more cord. Just love that method. Oh, this, by the way, Yolandi, this is Twin Temple, Lucifer, my love. From afar, what about an example of feeding a servitor that helps feed intel on tech? In what way is it feeding? How could I feed that? What would you say? In what way is it interacting with the technology? What's its actual purpose? Just let me know what that is, and we can brainstorm. Corn, start from the head and go down to the feet with the flaming sword. Yeah, no, it's a good method. Can you get an altar for the servitor and make a home? Yes, absolutely. You know, there are some servitors you might create that go off and never come back. They feed on whatever source you've set up for them, so they don't need to come back. But quite often, especially if it's kind of like, you know, in some cases they may be familiars. You know, they're going to come back and they're going to rest and feed, and you might want to create a home, and that home could be anything from a rock, a stone. Or it could be animal bones. It can be a skull. A lot of people use those. It could be like a birdhouse or something like that. You've kind of made into this nice little home for it. So yeah, you can make a home from anything. It can be anything. But yeah, usually if it comes back, if it needs to come back to feed, then or rest in between doing things, then yeah, definitely create a home from altar. From a far rock, updating me on new information of computer sciences and technology, like how to feed an IT tech servitor. Alright, that kind of servitor would be active within the networks itself, so you could actually get it to feed off the technology. At the same time, that might not be a good thing. But technology is fed by electricity. It can feed off the electricity as a form of energy. It's just you might start having technical issues. That's the problem. Because just as if it was feeding off your energy, you would feel drained. If it's feeding off the energy from technology or the electricity that's feeding that technology, it'd probably get drained as well. What you could do is set up, if you've got like an old phone or something like that, just kind of set that up as the home. So it's still connected to the network, but it comes to this one location, this one spot, which isn't actually being used, so it doesn't matter if it drains the energy from it. And you can just keep that charged, or actually, once a week, once a month, whatever you've decided upon, is imbue it with actual energy. Let's call it etheric energy, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I'd actually be interested in that particular thing is actually feeding it the electricity that is running through the device itself. But just as I said, make sure that it's feeding only from a source which you don't need to use, because if it drains the energy, then you're gonna have a bit of a problem with your own technology. And it would be very interesting to see if you have like an old device, like an old mobile phone or something, fully charge it and then get it to feed and see how quickly the battery runs down, compared to how it does or how it did before the servitor. That would be rather interesting. Yeah, I wonder if I can make one for something like that, because that would be I want to see that myself. Anyway, Andrea, back from the kitchen. Hello. I need a servitor to cook. I need a servitor to clean my bloody house. Corn, I was taught to use porcelain to help curse people or help protect you, by using the person's clothes and hair doll. Oh, a porcelain doll. Yeah. This comes into doll magic, puppet magic, in New Orleans, hoodoo voodoo magic. It's called baby doll. That was it. So yeah, porcelain dolls can work fantastically. From Far Rock, I was thinking a digital computer frame on an altar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But as I said, just make sure it's not something you need, but at the same time kind of is connected to the network, because you're going to want it to work within the network to gather and bring that information to you. That would be a really cool servitor. I like that idea. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to let us know now. I want to know what happened. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day, a stream, a night, whatever we're going to call this. Animate the servitor and put it into the digital frame. Yeah. You might actually, in this particular regard, what you might want to have a look into is creating a digital servitor. It's something I've been sporadically looking into myself. I haven't really gotten all the information gathered yet. But some way or form of creating a free-thinking spirit that is inside the computer itself, digitally. So it's I'm sure there are people doing it. I'm just not sure what they're doing exactly, but it would be an interesting project anyway. Dragon, if you break a promise or oath, do you have to suffer the consequences forever, or till a certain time, or can you make reparations immediately? It completely depends on the oath, and who the oath is made with. But you can obviously start working on reparations immediately. But my advice would be, don't make the oath in the first place. And this is actually becoming a big problem, because people are making oaths and not knowing why and what they're doing. Not knowing the seriousness of it anyway, and then getting into a lot of trouble later. Quite often, what happens in that situation is the spirit doesn't accept it anyway, so they're okay, because the spirit kind of knows this is not really something they should be doing. But anyway. But yeah, whether you're going to be suffering the consequences forever or till a certain time completely depends on the oath. and it completely depends on what reparations you're doing. So can't really answer it really. You're gonna have to speak to the spirit also that you made the oath with. Yeah, that's a difficult one. Johnny, thanks everyone. It was nice spending time with you. Have a good one. Hope you have a great week. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna call it a stream, and I'll see everybody next week. Thanks, Andrea, and I hope everything goes well. Alright, I've got to get the software up now. Okay, here we go. Okay, have a good one, and cheerio. Thanks everybody, that was great chat. Cheers for now. Bye bye. Divs, hello Divs. Enjoyed the stream.